They were so good in their semi-final, Scott and Shaun. They started the night as favourites. They will start this final, you'd imagine, as favourites. But what Rikki Jones and Jake Dylan-Newlove have shown us all the way through this competition, especially last week, is that they don't give a monkey's who they're playing. They will take them on and they will beat them. That is what they've done all the way through this competition.
Yes, I know that firsthand.
Here we go then, the 2025 Pairs Cup final. Jake Dylan-Newlove to break off. And he's got a ball.
The cue ball.
It stays up. That expression tells the entire story. It stays up.
I thought it was safe. Turned away to get his playing cue and didn't realise. Look at Rikki.
Extension called.
And it looks like they've forced into taking yellows, but it's not an easy finish at all. Gets the ball. Does he get position?
Yellow ball's in play.
No. He may have to elect to take the yellow to the top left next. Tough to get the plant here. But it's a good shot, but say they may have to land low, take the one to the middle, land on the right hand side of the table to leave a cut on the yellow to the top left. He's lost the cue ball. Not sure if he can get this, it's hard to tell. Key shot. Can, and I think he has just come through far enough to give them an opportunity. They've done brilliantly to get here.
Still digging.
This is thin. Cue ball does come out, so the position should be fine, but it's thin.
Yeah, that was seriously tough. And that's exactly what we were just talking about. To be honest, if they'd have made that mistake against Neil and Andy, you'd have fancied Neil and Andy to punish them here as well.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
This will be a case in point to an extent, because there is absolutely zero way that you can fathom Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie not taking these out. It would be a huge surprise.
Yeah, and straight away you look at, if you're coming to the table with reds in the open for the first frame in a final, it's just what you wanted. And they just never look like running out of position or making any mistakes. Little soft stun shots, little screw shots, and always important to keep good close control. And Shaun has, I think you touched on, Shaun has already been to the final of the Pairs Cup before, so he's used to the, he's got experience.
Been to finals night. I just had to check my notes actually earlier. He was finals night with Chris Day. He was defeated by Gareth Potts and Mark Selby before they ran into Sean Chipperfield and Carl Sutton in the final. So Has been to the finals night, not the final though. That was my mistake from earlier.
It's not a bad pairing.
Yeah, if you're going to get beat by anybody. There was never any doubt on this finish.
Ooh, he's just got into that a little bit to just ask a question. Still should get it, but
in it rolls. 1-0. And it's where, and you know, this isn't a matter of, you know, it would be a surprise if they do it. You know, they've done it all the way through the tournament. But Rikki and Jake here just have to really find their level and just stick in, because they cannot afford to make mistakes against partnership this good, and they know that because they've played partnerships this good already in the tournament. Scott Gillespie to break. He's been breaking well all evening so far. Controlled that cue ball in particular very, very well. Look at that. Look at that. It's as good as it gets from Scott Gillespie, that.
it is, and it's a great break, and you know how important it is to take this chance and offer up a double punishment for the mistake in the first frame. So he's just going to take reds. He's just working his route out, taking his time. So just track the cue ball in the middle of the three. There you go. Got to work the red closest to the 8 ball is going to be the connector, but he's just got to work out how he gets the right angle on that using the other reds. So you'd argue it's going to be the one where his hand is closest to, which will be second to last ball. So the decision for Scott here is just leave the cue ball straight after this shot and take the red into the right centre. So he's left a little bit of angle. May elect to play this with a bit of running side and take the red into the top left if he wanted. Tough with that, he's come the wrong side of the red, so the position isn't guaranteed. Just checking to see if he can recover and take the red into the bottom right. Key shot. That is a brilliant shot. The way he's manipulated that cue ball then.
Outstanding from Scott Gillespie, who looks bang on it tonight.
And deserved a round of applause on that shot. What a recovery.
So good from Scott Gillespie, that. Appreciated in the venue as well.
It's unbelievable how well he's cued that.
Yeah, that was a confident bit of cueing from Scott. Just so pinpoint. And, you know, he makes a point about, you know, he's not on the Ultimate Pool Tour this year. So this table, he's got barely any experience of. The cloth he's got even less experience of. And same with the balls. It's all changed since he was last here. So shots like that, the margins are so fine, it requires really, really top-level adjustments to get that shot right on unfamiliar equipment. Brilliant from Goobsy.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be interesting to see if he's got a new table on order for his brand new house. He might be taking this one home tonight if they win.
Yeah, might depend on the result of the match to see whether he does or not. Either way, Rikki Jones at the table, and his partnership could do with a finish here. Luckily, once again, he's broken absolutely enormously.
Yeah, they just got a little bit of work to do to get position on the red that's closest to the yellow at the top. He's checking just to see if this red goes. Looks tight. Doesn't really want to be playing the plant. Forced into it, but as you say, as a result, the position's not guaranteed, and all of a sudden, Scott and Shaun could be coming to the table with 7 yellows to roll in with not much traffic in the way. And he's missed that by that much. He's actually just tied the yellow up a little bit more, but Shaun has got the natural angle straight off. He'll go off one red into the other red and develop the yellow on the shot. He's guaranteed position on the yellow to the left centre if as an element of security. So he's going to hit both reds here. He flicked the yellow. But there's the guaranteed position to the left centre that was talking about, and now it's just a case of pick your route. Well, the odds-on favourites take a 3-0 lead here, and have one hand on the trophy. Oh, he's had a little bit of a big bounce. If he's on that yellow that's closest to the red now, he could take that. That's a nice shot. And they're looking so much control in this first set.
They look so assured, don't they? And in truth, they have done all the way through this competition. It's not an easy thing to look assured in this tournament.
No, not at all. And you see that they just look the cue ball. They know exactly what's going on. They're playing the right shots. It's hard to see where any mistakes are going to come from for Rikki and Jake to get back into this match.
Yeah, it really isn't a stretch to say that Shaun Storry is one of the very, very top players on the Ultimate Pool circuit. And the only thing that would slightly irritate him is that he's not won more. He is an Ultimate Pool champion. The amount of finals and semi-finals he's been to, he would love to have turned that into more titles. But the fact that he's still in the top 10 on the circuit, despite the fact that he's not, taken that big hit of 6,000 ranking points and won one for a while, tells you all you need to know. He's a consistent top performer. The work he's been doing in the last 6 months or so with Noel Flannery on the mental side of the game, he credits with really, really improving his work ethic and his craft and everything that goes into being a top player on the table. And right now, he looks the absolute business. 3-0. Just the perfect start, and they look so relaxed. It's a final.
Yeah, that's it. And it's easier to be more relaxed and be smiling when you're 3-0 up, but everything's just gone their way tonight. When they've punished, but it's easy to knock in the easy finishes, but to do it under this pressure and make sure you punish your opponent, it takes some skill.
Shaun Storry to break. Only 3 frames to
Oh, well, there you have it. That is set number 1. Scott Gillespie has been breaking massive all night long, and there he breaks golden. Up goes the hand. In celebration, he took one look at his opponents and thought, yeah, I'm doing it. Celebration in Bagoobsy. It's 4-0, and the first set is over in the blink of an eye. Jake Dylan-Newlove and Rikki Jones, if they are to win the Pairs Cup, will have to do it by way of 6-red shootout. It's advantage Gillespie and Storry. Right, it's as good as it gets for Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie after the first frame of the Pairs Cup, first set rather, of the Pairs Cup final. They lead, and they did it with a 4-0 performance with a cherry on top of the golden variety. If they are to pull this off, Rikki Jones and Jake Newlove, Liam, it is a long, long way back from here, it feels like.
Yeah, it is, but they've got to reset and go again and sort of just keep fighting away. But as we say, it was the perfect set from Shaun, and Scott didn't miss a ball, took every chance in the first visit, and well, looking at that break, we could be in for more of the same.
He has broken unbelievably well, Scott Gillespie. He really has.
And obviously, at the top of the show, we were talking about how well Shaun's been breaking, and it's such a big asset when it doesn't really matter which player comes in for the break. You've got them weapons.
Yeah, agreed. There's so many pairs who sort of comprise of one massive breaker and one good breaker, and that's all well and good because you'd rather have a massive breaker than not, but I don't think you'd probably put either Shaun or Scott into quite that category, but they're in the one below it, and when you've got both of them at it,
yeah,
it's so tough to stop. You never get a break.
Yeah, and obviously they feed off confidence as well, and when they're getting balls each time, they just come into the table expecting to get a ball.
And they are. Even the 8-ball.
They're just working out the angle they need to leave and how they're going to track down the table. Do they want to go into and play a soft cannon on the yellow and the red, or do they try to land on the plant? So he could top through to the side rail, and as you see where Scott's pointing his cue, could land the cue ball there and take essentially all 3 yellows could even go into the same pocket. But we also heard Shaun mention that the middle one of the 3 yellows at the bottom does go into the right centre.
Yeah, you've got to go away, mate. 2 fiddly balls. Yeah.
It's so nice, isn't it, being able to hear that conversation between the pairs, especially when you get 2 absolutely elite players like Scott and Shaun. It is fascinating, just getting that little level of insight.
Yeah, and that cannon couldn't have worked out any better. You see, they're weighing up all the options, taking the time.
I think what you are seeing, one of the things that you're seeing, is how well Callum Singleton had to play last night.
Yeah.
To beat Shaun Storry in the final. He was absolutely brilliant, was Callum. And against this Shaun Storry, you just have to be. Although, if you're being hypercritical, he's probably a roll short there.
Yeah, he is, but there's a big margin that As you see, Shaun giving Scott an alternative, but he's committing to the thin cut. All of a sudden, is he on this, Yellen? Is this their first mistake of the final?
All stemmed from that slightly iffy shot.
Yeah, he's not on it, so he's got to play a very thin cut to the top left. He's not got there.
Right, tried to play it off the red to the middle, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. But either way, it's a reversal of the first set, where this time Rikki and Jake come to the table with 6 open reds and they've just got to plot the right route. And the Pairs Cup this year has probably been my favourite one to watch. It's had a little bit of everything, I think, with the addition of the next gen players as well, and so it's created so many storylines.
Yeah, I think it was a long time ago now, in fact almost 5 months, when your wee man Teddy White and his incredible partner Lucas Earnshaw, 2 10-year-olds, took on week number 1 of the Pairs Cup and set it alight with a buzzer beater to beat 2 pro players. And it sort of set the tone for what's been a really good competition.
Yeah, we've in this tonight's not let anyone down. We've had literally everything, and we still could be in for some more drama yet.
Yes, we could. Yes, we could. That's the thing, and Shaun and Scott experienced this, didn't they, in their first semi-final, where they played a brilliant first set. They shut Phil Parkin and Kristi Caulfield out, and they didn't do anything wrong in the second set, but Phil and Kristi found a way to win it, and all of a sudden they're dragged into a 6-red shootout where, as good as you are at it, it can go wrong so easily. It's on a knife edge.
Yeah.
This is not over for Rikki and Jake.
No, and Shaun and Scott definitely know that they aren't guaranteed to go on and lift this title, and it will enter their minds about what happened in the last set, and will they change their methods? Maybe, but Jake's not really hit that very hard, taken so much off the break, and he's got balls, but there's not really a finish. So there's a lot of time, and this frame's huge now. So I think we're going to see Jake pull up here, play the yellow over the pocket, and leave the cue ball in with the 3 yellows that are sort of a nice wall. He's choosing to attack. I think I would have pulled back then, but yeah, good shot. He's just got to this is the key shot coming up now, but how do you want to do it? Do you come round the back off 2 rails, or do you play into the red and try to be on the yellow to the left centre? Going round 2 rails, and it's a great shot. Don't think he needs to play a developing shot for the 8 ball. It's hard to tell. This has been a tremendous out. One more shot. You may elect to play short position and take the 8 ball into the bottom left. Great shot.
How good is this from Jake Dylan-Newlove? Crunch time, and he has delivered. That's so good. And we talked him up at the start of the show, didn't we? We said this is a player who everyone who knows how good he is. But if you didn't, well, you just got a bit of an education, because he is absolutely top draw.
Yeah, and I think we've seen some amazing finishes tonight, but I think for me, as good as Kristi's and Phil's was in the first match, that finish had everything, and that was more pinpoint cue ball control and excellent positional on every single shot.
One for the purists.
But what a response.
I mean, when you got that weapon as a break, it is such an advantage, isn't it?
This is what I was talking about with where both pairs can break so well. And earlier on in this match, we've seen Scott Gillespie crunching the break, and then it's worked out. It's now on Shaun's break, and he's just come up with just an even better one. And he's played a great first shot, and he's just got to find the route now. So the decision Shaun's got to make is at what point does he want to go up to that yellow at the top end of the table. Does he leave it for his last ball? And off that decision, he is. So
he has looked razor sharp tonight, Shaun. He's made one half a mistake, and don't get me wrong, that has ended up costing his partnership a frame. But I mean, he's played quite a few frames. If you're only making half a mistake, it's not exactly much.
Yeah, and I think you can tell he's been playing a lot of pool over the weekend, and he's found that little bit of rhythm.
Well, he played 3 matches on this table last night, races to 8. That's a lovely shot.
The decision here is, can he just top off the top rail, come through the gap in between the 8 ball and the red, up down the centre of the table, and take the 8 ball in the same pocket as this yellow.
Oh, it's lovely. So good. Considering his last visit to the table, there was that half a mistake, and it cost them a frame. What a classy response that is from Shaun Storry to get them on the board in this second set.
Yeah, and it was vital that they won that frame. They could not afford to go 3-0 down, but they only need a draw in this set.
They certainly do. And a reminder of what we've got coming up for you next week. The Pairs Cup finishes, the mixed pairs begins. Carl Sutton and Amy Beecham, last year's champions. They were absolutely superb. They are returning. So too, I believe, is the man next to me.
Yeah.
How much are you looking forward to that one in a few weeks?
I can't wait. We'll just try to go one step further. Got beat in the final last year. Luckily, Megan's decided to stick with me, and we'll try to go again.
Rikki Jones. 3 balls that cue ball into the side pocket, and this match may just turn again. Less than 7 to play. Cue ball in hand for Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie. Watch this first shot. Watch this first shot. I think they'll take it. They've opened one up, but they've slightly tied up another.
Yeah.
I think if the red above the 8 ball gets out of the way, then they can play the red clean. But it looks like the one that's just gone on top of the yellow, but it looks like they've just looked at bumping it again off the thin cut.
Yeah, and I think if the roles reverse, if they were 2-1 up in this frame, I think you may have seen them pull back and play clock. But because they're 2-1 down, they've elected to attack.
Are they on it? Are they on it?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw magic carpet shot from Shaun Storry last night. He's not quite doing it again. He is able to get a bridge in. Yeah, they were on it. In it goes.
That's a great shot. And you get the sense that this finish is whether you're in a 6-red shootout or you win the title. What
do you do about these 2 reds at the bottom of the table?
There's an argument to play the plant now and try and get the red to travel round the table. So as you see where he's just lining the plant, the red should come through the gap of the 2 yellows. So he's got to get this, but also manipulate the cue ball off the side rail and back out, so he's got choice of reds.
It's a tough old shot, this. Makes the plan.
There's the cue ball.
Oh, it's so good from Scott Gillespie, that. Brilliant.
Would have liked a better cue ball, but this is a huge shot now.
How good is this, Liam?
It is, and that little flick on the red is perfect.
Rikki Jones smiling in spite of himself back in his chair there. I think even he's admiring this finish.
Yeah.
Might just be through a bit of pain at that little flick on the red, but I think when you take on a finish this difficult and get this far, you sort of earn your tiny flicks.
Yeah, and finishes like these under the pressure in this environment that
it's
really,
world class.
Yeah, it's what wins you the titles.
It's as good a Scotch framer pull as we've seen in this tournament. Absolutely brilliant from Scott Gillespie and Shaun Storry. From where they were, they had to chase one, and they've reined in Rikki Jones and Dylan-Newlove. They were 2-0 down. It's now 2-2. If it stays that way, the trophies are headed to Ipswich and to Glasgow, and to Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie.
Some tour of Britain. But we've the crowd and all the viewers at home, I'm sure you all appreciate that we've been treated to some outstanding pool tonight.
Yeah, it's been as good as a Pairs Cup finals night as I've had in a few years, by my money. Probably since Shaun Storry was last involved, actually. Another belting break from Scott Gillespie. He's just got a slightly skiddy technique with the cue ball, which really works for him, because so this was not quite online, but you see how the cue ball's slowing down towards the top of the table. It almost doesn't quite have the legs to reach the corner pockets, even if he's sort of in that kind of line.
And there's a skill to that. It's the way he sort of drives the cue through the ball. It generates a sort of topspin motion to take that out.
It's like a less exaggerated version of the Melling break, isn't it? Great first shot.
That is a tremendous shot, but he's got to find another one. He can just get his cue ball in here to just get the top off the bottom rail, sorry.
Super.
And you'd almost look at this as this wins the title.
Yeah, it's trophy time, and generally speaking, when Scott Gillespie sniffs the trophy, he is an incredibly difficult man to stop. He's won a lot of them, in his many years in this game.
Could be one more twist in this. I don't think he's quite happy with how he's landed. He
Looks
may
like
have
he
to,
can't avoid the red.
Yeah, he hasn't got time to work out the reroute, so he needs a bit of luck.
Powers through it. It's a really clever shot, that. In the time that he had, that decision was a good one. He's landed plumb straight, though, I think, on his yellow. He's got a little turn of angle. That's useful. He's going to be on his final yellow.
Is he? Is he on it? Yeah, I think it just goes.
Maybe.
It must go, but he's also got to find position. Will he use the red at the middle to get position of the 8 ball? So just get the pot and use the cue ball.
The pot's there. The cue ball's brilliant. It is so good from Scott Gillespie.
Finish of champions.
Correct. The last 2 frames have been world class from Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie, and it should, barring a miracle, take them to the Pairs Cup titles. Rikki Jones and Jake Dylan-Newlove are just about still standing, but with 1 minute and 35 seconds left, they need both remaining frames in the match. So they are likely to need a golden break.
Yeah, they'll be proud of their work in the tournament, though, and it's not over yet. Keep an eye on the 8 ball.
Oh, it stays up. It stays up. You can't get any closer. And now he just needs a rapid finish. And it's not easy to find one on these reds. It's not easy at all.
He's giving it a go.
It's a brilliant little combo of shots he's played here, just to get him even close.
Jake's played really well tonight.
Oh, that's so good. This action he's got on that cue ball is brilliant. He's just going to have to leave distance, though, I think. Oh, he tried to get a little bit closer, and that will be that. 50 seconds, and Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie can take a victory lap. Storry calls his extension, and they are 40 seconds away from the Pairs Cup trophies. What a performance it has been.
Yeah, and they've not just tonight, they've shown throughout the tournament they have been the best pairing and worthy winners, I believe.
One more shot required, and it is all over.
Scott's added a new trophy to his brand new mantelpiece.
He certainly has. Cuddles for Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie. Handshakes for Rikki Jones and Jake Dylan-Newlove. Once again, Shaun Storry and Scott Gillespie are ultimate pool champions, but for the first time, they've done it together. What a performance this has been. A majestic finals night from 2 of the finest in the game. And when we come back, we'll present those beautiful trophies.